Welcome to part 3. We're discussing Deuteronomy 28 in relation to the Black Hebrew Israelites and their claim to being the original Israelites in Old Testament. If you're just joining us at part 3, I recommend that you go watch part 1 and part 2. If not, follow along. So we left off in part 1 and in part 2 in Deuteronomy 28 verse 21. Let's continue. So this is where we left off. So in Deuteronomy 28, we have the blessings and the curses that were given to the children of Israel. I went over this in parts 1 and 2. I recommend that you catch up and check out those videos. So where we left off is, it says, the Lord will afflict you with diseases until none of you are left in the land you are about to enter and occupy. Now, I want you to understand that Deuteronomy 28 is not necessarily a prophecy. It is a warning. It's a warning that tells us, if you do this and obey, you will be blessed. But if you don't do this and obey, you will be cursed. So it's not necessarily a prophecy, it is a warning. Deuteronomy 28 is not necessarily a prophecy, it is a warning. Deuteronomy 28 is not necessarily a prophecy, it is a warning.
Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in all truth and sincerity. Shalom, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. The house of David, starting with the 144,000, followed by the 1/3 remnant. Shalom. All right, so, this lesson is going to be centered around the curses being prophecy. All right, the curses were not just a warning from the Lord, but they were prophetic. They are prophetic. The curses of Deuteronomy 28, verses 15 on down, was prophecy. That's why it happened. The curses were prophecy. Not just a warning. Because people, of course, they see the if, so they see if you do this, this gonna happen. If you do that, that is gonna happen. But the curses, all right, are prophecy, man. The curses were prophetic. The Lord knew that that he would have to put the curses on us, man, because the curses were prophecy. And let's prove that, because you heard the chick say that the curses, they were a warning. They weren't necessarily prophecy. She said that they happened, that they came on the people, but she said that it was a warning that the curses aren't prophecy, but the curses are prophetic, man. The curses was 100% going to happen. Let's go prove that. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Well, let's go there first. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. So let's get it first. Salaki, I want to Deuteronomy 30. I'm going to come back to Deuteronomy 30, but I want to go to the curses first. All right. Because people see if and think, well, we could have just kept the law and none of this stuff would have happened. No, man. Everything that played out was 100% going to happen. It wasn't going to happen any other way. The Lord wrote it this way, so it had to happen this way, because this is what the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, wanted to happen. It wasn't going to happen any other way. It was a 0% chance that this was going to happen any other way, man. All right, Deuteronomy 28. All right, I'm going to go straight to the point. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, thy power to observe and to do all his commandments, his statutes, Salakia, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So people see that if, and say, well, we the curses, we under the curses because we broke the law. where it was already guaranteed that we were going to break the law, man. We was going to break the covenant, that first covenant. All right? It was prophetic. All right? So people see this word if and think, oh, it could have all happened different. No, man. It wasn't going to happen any other way, like I said. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 30. Matter of fact, I get it in my regular app first because I want to get some different versions on this too. All right, so I'm gonna get it here. Deuteronomy 30 and 1, showing you that this is the curses were prophecy, man. The blessings and the curses were prophecy. So they were 100% going. The curses, you know, and the blessings was 100% going to happen. You know, it was no other way that this story was going to play out. The curses were going to come upon the Israelites. You know. Hey, the Lord even told Abraham that, you know, surely this is a people that will go into captivity, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so even before the curses was written out, all right, given it to us by Moses, you know, the curses, you know, because one of the curses was us going into captivity. And the Lord had already told Abraham, your seed will go into captivity. All right, so this was already promised because it's prophecy. All right, Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua thy power hath driven thee. So what's the point? It says, it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. So the Lord said, yeah, when all these happen, you know, then you're going to remember yourselves because it's prophecy. That's the elect returning in these last days is prophecy. In the land of our captivity, man. And all the captivities that the Israelites are in around the four corners of the earth. You know? Us waking up and being brought back to the Yahweh Shema Shai is prophecy. All right, so the curses are prophecy. The Lord said it's gonna come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. So the Lord said, when all these are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. So these things was guaranteed to happen. Now let's go get some different versions. Let's get the NLT. Showing you that the curses were prophecy, man. You know, Deuteronomy 30 and 1. In the future, all right, so this is Moses saying that, you know, this is going to happen, basically, man. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. In the future, when you experience all the blessings and the curses I have listed for you, and when you are living among the nations with the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, your power has exiled you, take to heart all these instructions. So this is a prophecy, man. Moses is saying, look, on down the road in the latter days, once the blessings and the curses come to pass, you're going to remember yourselves. So the curses are prophecy, man. You know, it was no way that the Israelites was not going to get put under the curses. And that's why we're under the curses to this day, because prophecy has to be fulfilled. The scriptures say none of these shall fail. The curses are part of prophecy. All right? So Moses is clearly saying that this is prophecy. He said in the future, when the blessings and the curse come upon you, you know, you're going to remember yourselves, you know. So, yeah, man, Moses was saying, look, the curse is going to come upon you and the blessings. But this video is about the curses. So the curses, all right, are prophecy, man. That's why it happened. Let's see what it says. Let's get the NIV. See what the NIV says. Deuteronomy 30 and 1 in the NIV. When all these blessings and curses I have set before you come on you, and you take them to heart wherever the Lord your power disperses you among the nations. So yeah, man, hey, Moses is telling you, hey, when all these things happen, meaning what? They gonna happen. These curses are gonna come upon you. And Moses is saying, when they do, you gonna remember yourselves. All right. So yeah, man. Let's go to, what's that? Deuteronomy 31. When Moses prophesying, saying, look, I know you're going to go off, you know. He said it right here in Deuteronomy 30, but we're going to get it in Deuteronomy the 31st chapter also. Moses knew that the curses was going to come upon us because, You know, Moses was one of those prophets that saw the beginning of time, the middle of times, and the end of times. So Moses knew all these things were going to happen. So he prophesied, you know, the curses. Deuteronomy 31. I'm going to go straight to the point. So, Lakia, let me find it. Yep, you see the subheading. All right, Israel will fall away. So the curses are prophecy, man. You know, Deuteronomy 31 and 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, the days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. All right. I'm gonna go down to verse 16. This is the point. Deuteronomy 31 and 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. All right. Verse 17, then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, the curses. All right. So that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our power is not among us? All right. So the point being what? The Lord, hey, the curses are prophecy. We're reading about it right here in Deuteronomy 31. The Lord said unto Moses, because behold, Salaki, I'm a little excited. Deuteronomy 31 and 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made. Now, what did the Lord say would happen if we break the covenant? The curses. So this is why the curses came upon us. The Lord said, you know, they gonna break my covenant. He said, I'm telling you, Moses, they gonna break my covenant. All right. And Moses went on to prophesy that to the people. Let's go read it. Let's go read it. Yep, Deuteronomy 31 and 27. This is Moses to the people, all right, to the Israelites. Deuteronomy 31 and 27. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. How much more after my death? So Moses saying that, you know, they going to go off. Let's read it here. Verse 29, Deuteronomy 31 and 29. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. So Moses said, yeah, I know y'all gonna go off. You know, y'all been going off. Why? You know, these years I've been with y'all. So how much more after I'm gone? All right. So Moses said, you know, I know that after my death, you will corrupt yourselves. All right. And the curse is gonna come upon you. All right. So the curses are prophecy, man. They weren't just a warning. They're prophecy. Moses was a prophet. All right. You know. So, yeah, man, that was the point. You know, I just want to kill that real quick. The curses were prophecy, man. They weren't just a warning. You know. Again, Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call on the mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy power hath driven thee. Now, where else does it say this? In the Apocrypha. All right? Because the Lord told Moses, look, I know they're going to go off. All right? And it says the same thing basically here in the Apocrypha. This is Baruch, chapter 2. Verse 30. All right? Prophecy, man. Prophecy. Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, meaning what? They're going to go off. They're going to break my covenant. They're going to sin against me. This is the Lord saying through the prophet Baruch. All right. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And this is what Moses was saying in Deuteronomy 30. That, once the curses come upon you, once everything gets fulfilled, the blessings and the curses, you're going to return in the latter days. All right. The Lord said that unto Moses, and Moses said it to the people. And he's saying the same thing here in Baruch. The Lord said, I knew that they would not hear me, meaning what? I knew that they were going to break my covenant. All right? So the curses are prophecy, man. They weren't just a warning. The curses were prophetic. They are prophetic. That's why they happen. That's the way the Lord wanted it to be. We had to go off. All right? The Lord made us go off, man. All right, let's get that. Romans, let's see. I know it's Romans. Subject, vanity. Yep. I think I'll go get it in the blue letter. So the Lord made us go off because this was part of the story. We had the fall, man. The sons of the living power, the sons of God that you read about in Genesis had to fall because this is the way the Lord wanted it. This is the story that the Lord wrote. Because the Israelites are the judges. And to be perfect judges, you have to know both sides. You have to know righteousness and wickedness. All right? So we had to go off so we can be perfect judges in the kingdom. We'll know both sides. And that's why the Lord made us to go off. The Lord made us sin. Romans 8 and 20. We're about to read it. Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. All right? So the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, meaning what? The Lord made us go off, man. This the way it had to be. This the way the Lord wanted it to be. This the way the Lord wrote it. All right? So the creature was made subject to vanity. So the Lord knew that we was going to go off. We were going to break the covenant. The Lord knew we were going to sin, and he was going to have to put the curses on us, man. All right? So the curses are prophecy. They're prophetic. They weren't just a warning. They were prophetic. They are prophetic. The curses are prophecy. All right? And all the prophecy, everything that the Lord spoke through his prophets must be fulfilled. All right? So that's why the curses came to pass. That's why we're under the curses to this day. Because the curses are prophecy, man. So that's why the curses came to pass. All right? I pray that this was edifying to the elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in all truth and sincerity. Shalom, peace and blessing to the hopeful elect, the house of David, starting with 144,000, followed by the 1/3 remnant. Obaba Ball, Shalom.